guys, what's up? We have some more information about cards to support the Ojamas and the Ancient Gears, and these actually work well with the entire deck. The first card is Ojama. This is a normal spell card that says 1. Reveal 1 light machine fusion monster in your extra deck to your opponent, then banish any number of Ojama monsters from your hand, field or graveyard. Special summon monsters with different names from your hand, deck or graveyard who are fusion materials, whose names are specifically listed on that revealed card, equal to the number of cards banished. 2. During your main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target 3 of your banished Ojama monsters, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. This is a card that Chazz needed for his deck. This is the card necessary to bind 2 of the elements of his deck together, the Ojamas and the V to Z This is a card that Chazz needed for his deck. This is the card necessary to bind 2 of the elements of his deck together, the Ojamas and the V to Z cards. With this, you could get rid of 2 cards to either bring out V Tiger Jet and W Wing Catapult, or the other option is X Head Cannon, V Dragon Head and Y Dragon Head and Z Metal Tank. This enables you to bring out their fusion on the same turn. This becomes 1 entire element of the V to Z Dragon Catapult Cannon. Combine this with Fusion Tag, and you would be able to bring out that card, requiring only Armed Dragon level 7 to get the new Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. As for the second effect, if you decide to bring out XYZ Dragon, then you will have 3 banished Ojamas, which can be activated on the same turn to send the Ojamas back to the deck and draw a replacement card. This card has a very cyclical effect, as it returns the cards needed to fuel this card to the deck, ready to be used again. This is probably the official version of Ojama Ride, as by sending Ojamas to the graveyard, Chazz was then able to replace them with X Head Cannon, Y Dragon Head, and Z Metal Tank. I will leave a clip here, and that shows you what this does.
Ojama Ride! I'm guessing by the stunned look on your face that you know what happens next. I can summon 3 powerful machine monsters to the field, as long as I scrap these 3 little freaks. Say it ain't so!
The next card is Ojama. This is a quick play spell card that says send 1 Ojama card from your hand or face up on your side of the field to the graveyard, and from your deck and or graveyard 2 cards, 1 Ojama monster with a different name than that card, and 1 armed dragon monster, except hardened armed dragon. Then you can normal summon 1 of the monsters added to your hand by this effect. Second effect is, during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 of your banished Ojama monsters, shuffle them into the deck, then draw 1 card. This card acts as a searcher and brings forth 2 cards. This enables you to normal summon an armed dragon, and you are not forced to bring out Armed Dragon level 3. Remember, Armed Dragon level 5 is unlike Armed Dragon level 7, as it can be brought out without meeting any specific condition. This would enable you to go into your battle phase, destroy your opponent's monster, and evolve it into its level 7 form. Now, the second effect has the same effect as the first card. This is quite lazy. This is also less useful as it does not have a banish effect attached to it. It may be used as a secondary effect because you may have banished more cards with Ojama than you recovered with that effect, and therefore you could benefit from that way. I would have preferred it if the effect had enabled the V to Z cards to be revived with this effect, rather than to copy the effect of Ojamification. The final card is Ancient Gear Frame. This is an Earth Machine level 4 with 1600 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is you can only use this card's first effect once per turn. You can discard one card, add one Ancient Gear Golem, or one spell or trap card that specifically lists the card Ancient Gear Golem from your deck to your hand. 2. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. 3. If this face-up card leaves the field due to your opponent's effect, you can special summon up to a total of 3 cards from your hand. Ancient Gear Golem or Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound, ignoring the summoning conditions. The first effect enables you to either search out for your Ancient Gear Golem or a specific spell or trap that lists an Ancient Gear Golem in its name. This can be used to search for spell gear, which can enable 2 Ancient Gear Golems to be on the field. And of course Ancient Gear Fusion, which can fuse using your deck. You should also consider that this is not a summon effect. This means it can be used once per turn to encourage certain cards to your hand. Pair this with the third effect, and you have a dangerous combination. The second effect, to prevent back row from activating during the battle phase, is normal with most of the Ancient Gears. The final effect, you could end up bringing out 3 Ancient Gear Golems from your hand to the field. The chances are your opponent is not going to be that stupid. Well, not enough to do this, as it's not like this monster on its own is that much of a threat. Its attack stat is meager and can be run over quite quickly. You would have to make this card the target of an opponent's card destruction effect. The only way I think this would work is with a specific spell, an equipment spell card that I can't remember. It forces your opponent's spell, traps, and monster effects to target the equipped monster only. There was one other card, which is Ancient Gear Fusion, but I have already mentioned this in another video. I will link this in the description below, so you can check out my views on that. So what do you guys think of these cards? Which is your favourite? Do you think the Ojama spells help to fix Chazz's deck, or is there still a ways to go to improve consistency? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.